Welcome to Living an Amazing Life. I'm your host, Zurika. Do you know that your subconscious mind has all the answers? Do you believe in the statement, whatever you want, you can receive? Well, our subconscious mind is the most powerful system that we have within us that runs everything in our life. Today, we are going to cover the 5 hacks that Dr. Joseph Murphy shares to reprogram your subconscious mind, which he shares in his book with examples. The book is called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. He wrote this book in 1963. Next, we will cover how we can use the power of the subconscious mind and change our reality. And finally, how to build a communication between the conscious and the subconscious mind. It is said that infinite riches are all around us if we can only open our mind to see and understand how the subconscious mind works. If you're new here, then every episode on Living an Amazing Life aims at breaking down ethical hacks used by world-class billionaires, entrepreneurs, scientists, doctors, Olympic athletes to reach their highest performance. At the end of each lesson, you get access to an action plan that you could download from our blog www.livinganamazinglife.com. Use it as a beautiful checklist to remember the book written by Dr. Joseph Murphy, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Dr. Joseph Murphy says, to live a life of power, wealth, health, and happiness, you have to start trusting your subconscious and believe that it will guide you. The subconscious mind can reveal to you everything you need at every second, provided you're open and receptive to act upon the clues it provides. The hacks covered in the book are: Hack 1, you are what you think. Hack 2, never finish a negative statement. Reverse it immediately. Hack 3, the power of autosuggestion. Hack 4, the visualization technique. Hack 5, how to use the power of your subconscious mind to generate wealth. The book has many examples that give real evidence of how people have changed the destiny of their lives using the power of the subconscious. If you are into reading, I would highly recommend that you have a copy of the book as a reference guide. If you're still in 2 minds, then I shall aim to give you the summary version of what the book covers. Now, before we dive into the hacks, first we must understand the difference between the subconscious and the conscious mind. In other words, as Dr. Joseph Murphy says, we have a waking mind, which is conscious mind, and the sleeping mind, which is our subconscious mind. To understand the functions of the waking mind and the sleeping mind, we first need to understand the difference between the conscious and the subconscious. So what is the conscious mind? Well, the conscious mind, which is the waking mind, is the logical and reasoning mind. You make all your decisions by using your conscious mind. Every small decision we make, like buying grocery, choosing a job, applying for a job, starting a business, these are all decisions that the conscious mind is involved with. What is the subconscious mind? Well, the subconscious mind is the sleeping mind, and it works and operates on its own, independent from the conscious mind. The subconscious carries out multiple functions, such as keeping your heart functioning, your breathing, your digestive system, your blood circulation, etc. Without the subconscious mind, we would not exist. This is why we must accept that the subconscious mind can do anything we want it to do. Now picture your mind as a piece of land. You are the gardener of this piece of land, and you can grow anything you want. As a gardener, the first thing you need is to plant seeds. These seeds are the thoughts that we plant in our subconscious mind, and we are doing this all day based on what we think throughout the day. Everything that we have in our life today, good or bad, is because the thoughts that we sow in our subconscious mind. What we sow is what we will reap. This is the law of nature. If we sow weeds, we will reap weeds. If we sow apples, we will receive apples. You get the point. Therefore, it's important that we sow the right things that we want. If we want happiness, we need to actively sow happiness. If we want health, we need to actively sow health. If we want financial freedom, we need to actively sow financial freedom. If this is all true, all we need to focus is on learning how to use the subconscious mind to get what we want. I find this fascinating because the real secret is not out there, but it is within us. All we need to do is learn and master how the subconscious mind works, and then use its power for what we want. We spend countless hours learning about how to start a YouTube channel, or how to start a podcast, or how to start a business, or how to run Facebook advertising, but we never spend any time to learn how the subconscious mind works. Would you agree? Well, Dr. Joseph Murphy explains the inner workings of the subconscious mind with examples of how other people have managed to achieve everything that they wanted. He breaks down scientific techniques that if we adopt, we too can achieve all this. When I came across the book, it got me excited as I could see some of the flaws that I personally was doing, and I hope through the course of this episode, you too can see how you need to fine-tune the inner workings of your subconscious mind. Now with that, let's cover the hacks from the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, one step at a time. Hack 1. You are what you think. If you desire something that you really want, then once your subconscious mind accepts the thought, it goes to work and provides clues in the form of ideas and new thoughts. These clues will come to you as flashes when you don't even expect it. You could be walking on the road and sometimes something pops up and you can feel it's a clue. You could be cooking and you get a sign. The subconscious is so powerful that it can attract the right customers for your business, the right partner in your life, and all the money you need for your financial journey. So you have to remember, whatever you think gets imprinted on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind accepts everything that you consciously believe. It does not reason things out like your conscious mind, and it does not argue with you. Therefore, it's vital that every moment think quietly and figure out what you want. You must believe and accept that these seeds will grow in the garden of your mind and you will reap a harvest. I have a friend. He is very intelligent, but off and on he keeps saying to himself, I am so stupid, I'm an idiot, or I can never remember where I put stuff. It's just a habit that he has developed, and he does this on autopilot. So guess what? In life, even though he has all the knowledge to be a billionaire, he does idiotic things and self-sabotages all the money that he earns. He accidentally will leave things at the supermarket even though he knows he needs to get it. He will accidentally say something rather stupid at an important meeting where people get a different impression of him, etc. I too did silly mistakes like this in the past with no understanding of the power of the subconscious. I would tell myself, I don't know why I feel so tired. Or I would tell my friends, growing up, as a child, I would fall sick. And guess what? Most often, that was exactly my belief, and my subconscious believed it, and I would fall sick on and off. During winter, I would get a chest cold, and I would suffer from bronchitis. I would get upset and ask myself, why am I falling sick, in spite of all the exercise and nutrition, etc.? It's when I recognized what I kept repeating that I saw how this was affecting my personal life. This is the very reason we must take control of the thoughts that we focus on and only encourage desirable thoughts and create a desirable, fertile environment for the seeds to grow. The key is to learning how to use the power of the subconscious mind to remove confusion, lack, and limitation of how we think every day. This is the key hack we have to embrace to start on this journey. Your subconscious mind is a reactive mind that responds to what you think. When your conscious mind thinks, it's your subconscious mind that gets to work and makes that very thing happen. Dr. Joseph Murphy gives an example of how to implement Hack 1, which is, you are what you think. Here is his example. Our conscious mind is like the captain of a ship. The captain directs the ship and signals orders to the men who are working in the engine room. The men in the engine room are in charge of looking after the instruments, the gauges, the boilers, etc. The men in the engine room do not know where they are headed. They just follow orders. They do not talk back to the captain or try and disobey the directions laid down by the captain. They simply carry out the instructions. Your conscious mind is the captain, and the ship is your body, your environment. Your subconscious mind is like the men in the engine room, following orders you give it. When we repeatedly tell ourselves that we don't have money or we need to work hard to make money, that is exactly the orders we are giving the subconscious mind to follow, and it will follow your orders to perfection. So make sure you're giving the right orders that you want. Hack 2. Never finish a negative statement, reverse it immediately. When negative thoughts come into your mind, never follow through with that thought. Cut it off right then and there and change the thought. It's called the delete button technique. When a negative thought enters your mind, you press the delete button exactly like how we would hit the delete button when we type a document and do not wish for a word to be written. If you vocalize something in your mind, such as, I cannot afford a house, the house market prices are too expensive, I cannot afford that, etc., cut that thought. Instead, change it to something along the lines, I'm going to buy my home, or I'm going to find a job, or I am successful and running a successful business. I can easily achieve whatever I want. Our subconscious mind works around the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. This is the reason our heart works, our lungs breathe, our digestive system works, our nervous system works, and so on. Trust that if you give your subconscious mind power with the right statements, it will go to work and find a way to get you what you ask for. It is so powerful that it will bring you in front of people who can help you get the desired outcome. Let your conscious mind be in charge of your thoughts. Believe that it is possible to achieve. Knowing this to be true, the incredible force of the subconscious mind will accept and bring this experience to reality. Different people react to the same suggestions in different ways due to the conditioning and programming that we have been exposed to. For example, if you work as a software developer and someone tells you the coding program that you're comfortable working with is soon going to be obsolete in the next 1 year, two things can occur. You can either believe this as the truth and start worrying about your job, start imagining that you may not find work, start imagining that you may not be able to pay your mortgage, or you could imagine that you can easily learn a new language. You have done this in the past and you can do it now. It's no big deal. You can imagine that by achieving this new skill, there will be many possibilities for you to choose from. You can imagine that through this skill, your income will increase. In other words, the conscious mind has the power to reject the suggestions or believe the suggestions given by someone else. Therefore, it is vitally important that we only give our subconscious mind suggestions which are positive suggestions, such as health, wealth, success. In the last episode of How to Attract Money by Dr. Joseph Murphy, I explained his hacks of how vital it is to say the right words. Our subconscious cannot take a joke. It only believes your words, whatever it may be. Hack 3. The power of autosuggestions. Autosuggestions is when we suggest something that is clearly defined and specific to what we want. Through the power of suggestion, you are able to suggest thoughts to your conscious mind. Using the power of autosuggestions, we can remove negative conditioning and slowly start reprogramming our subconscious mind to get what we want. It's called induced autosuggestions. To accomplish this, what we need to do is paint a clear image of what you want in your mind. Next, we create a statement that we can repeat to ourselves slowly in a quiet space with feelings several times a day. You must repeat the statement for 5 minutes a day, 4 to 5 times. Before you go to bed, repeat the affirmation or the statement with feelings in a relaxed state before you drift off to sleep. The subconscious never sleeps, and if you state what you want to accomplish prior to sleep, you will be surprised how often when you wake up you will have a solution on how to achieve what you're after. We have to accept the fact that when we seek answers to a problem, the subconscious will respond and give you possible solutions. It is up to your conscious mind to then make a decision and act on the suggestions provided by the subconscious. If you tell yourself that you are confused, you don't know what option to choose, then you are actively neutralizing everything. Instead, stop right there and then and delete that statement and auto-suggest to your mind something along the lines, "My subconscious mind is so powerful, it has the answer. It is responding to me right now and I'm going to take action." Even after you take action, the desired result is not what you're after. Do not get into a negative space. Rather, auto-suggest to your subconscious mind, "Can you please help me find a different solution?" You must at all costs treat your subconscious mind as a powerful genie who is at your service. Another way to implement auto-suggestions is by implementing the reading out loud technique. Read your goals aloud after waking up and before going to sleep, and during the day several times. While you read, mixed emotions will come up as you say your goals aloud, because you're training your conscious mind to believe it before your subconscious mind can believe it. Be faithful that you are on the path to achieving what you are reading aloud. Remember that there is a price to be paid in order to train the subconscious mind. That price is called persistence. Hack 4. The visualization technique. What you form in your imagination is real to your subconscious mind, and these same ideas will come one day as reality in your world. To understand this technique in more depth, let's take an example of you building your home that you and your family will live in. First, you would create a blueprint of how you want your home to be designed. You would speak with the architect to make sure the design is compliant to the building requirements. You would also speak with a builder and get a few quotes of what this may cost. You would inspect the building project when the home is being built. You would even imagine and go window shopping of what furniture may be required, what plants you would want to have in your home, the paint for the different rooms, whether the home would have a swimming pool, whether the rooms would be double-sized or smaller, etc. It's detailed, isn't it? Similarly, when you use the visualization technique, it creates impressions in your mind, and these impressions in turn manifest into your reality. You have to picture in detail what you want and imagine and believe that your subconscious will make this happen. To master this technique, create a visual, detailed plan in your mind and play it in your mind in a relaxed manner, visualizing every detail of what you want this to look like. Hack 5. How to use the power of your subconscious for wealth. If you're having difficulties in making ends meet, or you are constantly paying bills and not having enough to invest, then you still have not convinced your subconscious mind that you have plenty of cash flow and that you can never ever run out of money. There are entrepreneurs who work way less than some of us, and yet they make more than many of us. There is no secret apart from the fact that your subconscious mind has been trained to attract a different result and not wealth. Wealth is simply a state of mind where your subconscious enables you to create the reality that you desire. You will not be a millionaire if you chant statements such as, "I'm a millionaire," "I am wealthy." This is not helping. In the book, How to Attract Money by Dr. Joseph Murphy, he outlines how to train the mind for wealth. I have done a podcast in the past about his teachings and summarized the book, How to Attract Money. Please refer to this episode for a detailed list of steps. Affirmations can only work when there is no conflict between what messages the conscious mind believes and the messages sent to the subconscious mind. You must feel wealthy when you say wealth, instead of feeling lack and trying to chant the words wealth. If you say I'm wealthy, but you feel like you don't have money to pay your bills, then what you are depositing is a completely different message to your subconscious, which is, I don't have money to pay my bills. It's very important to feel what you desire. Dr. Joseph Murphy suggests that the ideal way to overcome such conflict is to repeat phrases such as wealth, health, success, or by day and by night, I am being prosperous. Such statements do not create any conflict in the subconscious mind, and it's believable. Your subconscious multiplies everything that you ask for. It is vital that when you wake up, deposit thoughts such as wealth, health, success. Slowly, these thoughts will be deposited onto your subconscious mind. Here are the 3 vital steps to attract wealth. Step 1. The key first step in attracting wealth is to find out the things you love to do. Then, we must put into action what needs to be done to achieve this want. If you are lost and don't know what you want, then ask your subconscious mind to help you to seek guidance. As you go about your day with belief that you will find the answer will appear in the form of a feeling or a hunch. Step 2. The second step is to specialize in a particular field of work and get so good at it that no one else can beat you. For example, if you decide you want to be a business coach, then learn everything you need to know to add value in your client's world. Give all your time and attention to your chosen field. You should feel confident that you are better than everyone else around you in the same field. You should have that passion in this field of work and not just do this work because you can make money. There is a big difference between just getting by and being really good at what you do. Step 3. The third step, which is the most important step in attracting wealth, is that you must not be selfish. You must add value into people's lives. You cannot think ill and wish bad fortune for someone else. You must be prepared to serve the world for a greater cause and not for your own goals. If this step is not done properly, then it will be short-lived and what you do unto others will come back to you. This is the law. You may think at this point there are many wealthy people who are truly not very good. They are ruthless and they are selfish. Yes, this may be true. But what you do unto others, you have to receive back. And they may receive this back through a different channel, such as their peace of mind, impact on their relationships, their health, etc. When you rob from another, we actually rob from ourselves because we are still in a lack mentality. Now let's cover how do scientists use the subconscious mind. Personalities such as Einstein, Marconi, Edison studied these techniques and used the power of their subconscious mind for their own work. Dr. Joseph Murphy gave the example of scientific research to explain the influence of the subconscious. He shared a case study of a chemist called Frederick, who used his subconscious mind to solve a problem he was working on. This chemist was working for a long time trying to arrange 6 carbons and 6 hydrogen atoms on the benzene formula. And for some reason, every time he tried, he was unable to solve this problem. Tired and on the verge of giving up, he turned the request completely to his subconscious mind. Shortly afterwards, when he boarded the bus, his subconscious mind presented to his conscious mind a sudden flash of a snake biting its own tail, turning around like a pinwheel. This was the answer to how he circularly rearranged the atoms he would be able to get the desired result, which is now known as the benzene ring. It took him 7 years to come up with this discovery. Dr. Joseph Murphy suggests that sometimes we may have a delay in finding a solution because our conscious mind keeps thinking it is a major problem, and you start believing that you need a long time to solve it. Our subconscious is timeless and spaceless. If we can only believe that we can achieve the answer quickly and easily over a night's sleep, you could be presented with a perfect solution when you wake up. That is the power we all have in our hands. Scientific discovery of understanding everything that is known about the subconscious mind may take some time, but everything that Dr. Joseph Murphy outlines in his book has been backed by science. So how does the power of the subconscious mind work? We have to learn how to quieten the mind and still the body. Focus your thoughts on the solution to your problem. Try to find solutions with your conscious mind and constantly present to yourself how happy you would be with the desired outcome. Do all of this in a relaxed state of mind with feelings. Let your mind play with these possible solutions as you drift off to sleep. When you awaken and you still don't have an answer, get busy about something else. While you are busy with your day-to-day activities, the answer will come into your mind, just like when you put a bread slice in a toaster. After a few moments, the toast will pop out from the toaster. Remember, the subconscious mind will always answer you if you trust it. You may not always get the answer overnight. Keep on turning your request over and over to your subconscious mind. Always believe that the answer is on its way. Feel joy at every step when you are researching solutions with your conscious mind that you're really close to finding the solution. I feel this is something if we constantly do, we will. And I mean this, we will have access to endless possibilities. Never underestimate the power of sleep and what this can do for you. Dr. Joseph Murphy suggests that as humans, we spend 8 hours of our 24 hours in sleep. That is 1/3 of our entire life in sleep. It's when the body is rested and goes through the repair process of healing itself that you will have remarkable answers. While we sleep, there is no interference from our conscious mind, thereby allowing the subconscious mind to get to work to present solutions when we wake up. Now, lack of sleep can cause us to become irritable, moody, take wrong steps, and make mistakes. Having at least 6 hours of sleep is a must, especially when you are on a path to reprogram your subconscious mind. Research has been done around sleep patterns and the power of sleep. And for us to design the life we want, this is something we must respect. A tired brain craves sleep, and there comes a moment that a tired brain will sacrifice anything to get sleep. Sleep is an essential ingredient. How your subconscious removes mental blocks. If you believe in something, you remove the subconscious obstacles that prevent you from achieving that end result. The subconscious responds to habit and habitual thinking. We are creatures of habit. Habit is a function of our subconscious mind. We learn to pick up things through repetition. If you can swim today, if you can ride a bicycle, if you can drive a car, all this were learned habits that we engage with to acquire a new skill. We are free to choose a good habit or a bad one. If we keep repeating a bad habit, this becomes second nature to us. Now, to break a bad habit, we need to first accept that we are engaging in a bad habit. Willpower alone is not enough. Get into the practice to start visualizing how your life would be if you did not engage in this bad habit. What would your life be like? Create a new image of what you hope to achieve and play this movie in your mind following the practices that we have covered so far in the episode. Take the time to quieten the mind and repeat an affirmation in detail of how you can aim to stop this habit. There should be no room for doubt that you cannot overcome this habit. The 3 magic steps to overcome mental blocks. Step 1. Get still. Quieten the mind. Enter into a sleepy, drowsy state. Step 2. Repeat the phrase or affirmation that you have come up with and picture what would life be like by replacing a new habit to your existing habit. Do this for 5 minutes. Step 3. Picture what your loved ones who you love most dearly would say to you for achieving a new habit and replacing a bad habit. And step 4. Ask your subconscious to help you achieve this and drift off to sleep. Repeat this process over and over again, day in and day out, until this becomes an automatic habit, just like swimming, riding a bicycle, or driving your car. Another great tip by Dr. Joseph Murphy is your subconscious mind never grows old. When I read this part of the chapter, it opened my mind of how we as humans are trained to see our age. Though we know logically that age is just a number, yet so often we start to believe that when we come to a retirement age of 65, we are finished. We are now old and someone else younger will take our place. This is not how the subconscious mind operates. Dr. Joseph Murphy shared how our age is an asset. Age is the dawn of wisdom. He urges people to get out of the mindset that the numbers 65 or 75 or 85 years of age is the end. It can be the beginning of a more productive life, better than what you are currently living. I mean, we have heard of people who are the age of 65 starting a business only to gain success and fame. Look at Colonel Sanders, who started KFC at age 65. Today, KFC is well known as a fast food company. Look at Martha Stewart, who started at 41 only to be well known and so many people follow her. Linda started at the age of 40 lynda.com, which was then bought by LinkedIn for $1.5 billion. Christian Dior started the fashion house that changed the shape of women's clothing at the age of 41. What we consider the aging process is actually changing the way we do things. We can rejoice with age or sulk that we are deteriorating. It's all in the state of mind. The mind and the spirit never ever grow old. There are many employers that I see who shy away from employing men who have hit their 50s and prefer to hire skilled talent under 35. This way of thinking is certainly shallow. No one faces the interview to sell their gray hair. What they are there to do is sell their wisdom, maturity, and how they can tackle challenges through experiences in their life. Never look at a man and assume that since he's 65, he has reached the end of the line in his career. Realize you have much to offer to society at your age and help mold the younger generation. Try to learn at every opportunity, and you will find that your mind will always be young. A man at 65 may be younger mentally, physically, and emotionally than many others who may be in their early 30s. Employers who come with this mindset where age is detrimental may suffer in the long term dealing with other issues such as slow market to entry, having a high turnover of staff, not having good processes in place for execution, etc. So instead of saying I am old, say I am wise. Don't ever let the corporates, the newspapers, the news tell you at what age you are considered old. Reject this way of thinking. Get a vision for yourself and be radiant and powerful. So that's it for now. Let us summarize everything we have covered today. First, the conscious and the subconscious mind operates independently of each other. Second, you are the gardener of your mind. You have the ability to choose the seeds you want to grow in your garden. You only are responsible in choosing the right seeds, which are your thoughts. Third, you are what you think. If you desire something really badly and you plant the seed in your subconscious, the subconscious will accept the thought and it goes to work. Over the course of time, it presents clues in the form of ideas and new thoughts. Fourth, never finish a negative statement or accept a negative statement. Delete those thoughts immediately, as the subconscious mind does not know the difference between positive or negative statements. It works around the clock 24 hours a day. It will go to work and find a way to get you what you ask for. Fifth, using the power of autosuggestions, we can remove negative conditioning and slowly start reprogramming our subconscious mind to get what we want. Sixth, when the subconscious mind gives us possible clues, it is up to our conscious mind to then make a decision and act on the suggestions provided by the subconscious mind. 7. When we visually imagine what we want in detail, such as planning a house, these ideas will one day appear in reality. 8. The 3 steps in attracting wealth is to find out first what you love to do, then specialize in that field to such an extent that you are the best. Finally, the 3rd step is not to be selfish and add value in people's lives. 9. Sleep is very powerful, and it is one of the ingredients for the subconscious mind to work through to give you a plan. When you awaken and you still don't have an answer, get busy about something else. While you are busy with your day-to-day activities, the answer will come to your mind. And finally, step 10. Your conscious mind never grows old. Age is the dawn of wisdom. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and you create a life that enables you to design an amazing life. Thank you, and I look forward to spending time with you in our next episode. See you soon. Ciao for now. Take care.